What's good, y'all? What's up with it? Ow! It's your girl, Poppy.
And I'm Joanna, but you can call me Joe.
And you're tuned in to Girl, Let Me Tell You. Girl, let me tell you.
So, question of the day. I want to know, how do you turn obstacles into opportunities?
Girl, that is a question if I ever heard one before in my life. One of
Indeed.
the songs for me that serves as inspiration when I face an obstacle and I know that I need to turn it around, or I know that there's like opportunity to, I turn on Level Up by Sierra. Because I think a lot of the way that we look at life and grow through life is all based on your mindset. And so I try to, like I said, feel these feelings. But baby, day 2, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, actionable ways that I can take this, learn from it, flip it, and reverse it. Why am I on the Sierra Missy Elliott train right now? But yes, that's what it is.
Period. I love that. And I would agree too. I think for me, it's all about perspective. If you see something as an obstacle, it's going to forever be an obstacle. But I learned about something called a growth mindset when I was working at UNT. And I was like, wow, I'm so interested in this concept of seeing obstacles as opportunities. I'm not one to go to other people right at that moment. I'm one to kind of sit with it, get my mind right first, and then make the steps that I need to make after the fact. But yeah, it's all about perspective.
I love that. And that is such a good segue into today's episode. Now, y'all already know we are on this series where we are talking and engaging with Black men. And our guest today is going to be pretty much the epitome of life's obstacles, getting through those and having redirections in life. Because I think at one point in our journeys, we all have a 180 turn, and that's okay. That's life. So I'm super excited to be able to bring on our guest today. His name is Curk Harris. So y'all make some noise. Okay, get ready, because he's about to come into the Girl. Let me tell you, what do we call this? Podcast. Lord Jesus.
Oh, God.
Hey y'all, my name is Curk Harris, also known as Country Vibes on social media. A little bit about me: I am from Hill, Texas, small country town, little 45 minutes south of Waco. Yeah, I just like fishing. You'll catch me doing a lot of things outdoors. When it comes to fishing, hunting, shooting pigs, hogs, whatever. That's what you'll catch me doing on my free time. So nice to meet y'all, I guess.
Okay, he's a
Welcome.
hunter. We are so excited to have you on the Girl Let Me Tell You podcast. One thing that you did not mention about yourself that we know and that we're about to tell the Girl Let Me Tell You community is that before he was fishing and doing all the things, he was a little basketball star, right?
I guess you could say that, something like that. Not too many people know that side, so yeah.
Well, we want to uncover a little bit more about, your experience in basketball, what that looked like when you went, because you played on the college level, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yes. Oh, you ain't got to man me, but thank you. But we definitely want to kind of get into that a little bit and just hear about your experience with basketball. What was that like? How long did you play? Give us all the tea, honey. We want all the tea.
It started out with my pops. He kind of introduced me at an early age. I want to say I first picked up a basketball maybe around the age of 3. And he kind of like just introduced me to it. So from little dribblers to playing Fairfield to playing everybody around, the surrounding areas. That's where it started. And it led to, high school, getting recruited and all of that. But fun fact is, though, like I did come out of high school not having any offers. Like the offers that I did have, 2 of my coaches, one left and then the other one retired. So it led me to go junior college to Dallas for a little bit. And once I left Dallas, I ended up playing some ball at Oklahoma Wesleyan. Ended up going 33-4. Got a college ring, conference ring, and made like the March Madness tournament and all of that. So it was pretty fun.
This man's being very nonchalant about these accomplishments.
No,
but
seriously.
I think we should celebrate that. Yeah, I got a ring. Conference, in the March Madness. I was just, I'm 33-4.
Right, March Madness, did a little that,
okay.
did a little this.
Y'all want me to go further in detail? Where can I start? I don't know, like basketball, it's like it's crazy because yes, it used to be my hobby. I still do it, don't get me wrong. But now like the whole thing is just like turned.
Okay, let's get into that. Let's get into it. Okay. But I actually want to start when you said that you had offers senior year, they fell through, you went to JUCO. How did you go from JUCO to playing basketball on the collegiate level?
So I went to a junior college in Dallas, which was fun. It is junior college is very cutthroat. I think first time we had practice, it was maybe 40 dudes in the gym. And the oldest one being maybe 30. And I'm an 18-year-old kid at the time. Yeah, that's what they don't tell you. So it was kind of cutthroat. Like I said, I want to say out of maybe that 30 team, whatever, roster, maybe only 3 of us continued and actually went to a university to play.
That is insane numbers.
It's crazy. I'll tell a lot of the youngsters, unless you really working on your game, really rethink if you want to play sports. Cause I was, I guess you can say a big name back home, but in college you just another dude, And what you want or what you can't do, they're gonna guarantee you it's a dude who's 6'6", 6'7", who can do the exact same thing as you. So you gotta learn how to separate yourself.
Interesting story. What y'all don't, a little bit of fun fact before I get into my question. The people need to know. Curk played at Mejia High School, and where me and Poppy are from, we was rivals. Okay, so we weren't into them like that. Anyways, but yeah, he was a big name around those parts. But I wanted to say, based on your story, which is the first time I'm hearing of that, which is pretty cool. I definitely feel like you had to go through that in order to get, those rings in Oklahoma. That was kind of the outcome of all the hard work that you put in. But I understand based on your experience, and I can speak from personal experience, when you have a plan, and especially when the plan is planning, everything's lining up. It only takes that one thing to mess it up. And for me, it really takes a shot at my confidence sometimes. So as an athlete, do you feel like that kind of took a shot at your confidence? And if so, how did you go about, rebuilding that?
Man, it was tough. So my pops actually sat down and talked to me because I ain't gonna lie, in high school I cried. When the coach called me and told me there wasn't a scholarship anymore, I cried. I was telling other schools Sam Houston, all of them, hey, I'm committed. And this is personal, but pops really sat down and talked to me and told me, he was hey, me and mom's we not in the financial statements pay for your school, so it's either you can go be an athlete and earn a scholarship, or you're gonna have to really sit down and think about life and what you want to do. So I said, I went JUCO for 2 years, paid for that myself, but then after that, my second year ended up getting a full ride scholarship to go to the next level and play. So it did hurt my confidence. I was down for a little bit, but just knowing there is a light at the end of the road, and I guess that's kind of what pushed me to be that type of athlete. But like I said, it is somewhat a competitive side too, because like I said, you do have teammates, but at the end of the day, all of y'all are competing for a spot.
That's another way to look at it too. It's you're not just there, because especially if you're playing a sport that you love and a sport that you have done your entire life since you're 3 years old. At the end of the day, you enjoy the sport and you want to play it, but there's still a politics behind it. Because like you said, you want the scholarship, you want the money, you want the spot on the team, so you can not only keep playing, but also pay for your school.
And a lot of people don't realize that, because you see a lot of high schoolers and even college dudes now, committing and they like, yeah, I got a 4-year, whatever, 400,000. Like, no, bro, that's not the case. Like, you go in 1 year and mess up 1 year, you're gone. Like, it's cutthroat. Like, that 4-year degree, not promised.
Right.
Like, you really, like, every day you got to earn that spot. And like I said, if you don't, somebody else going to be in your shoes that next season because that scholarship is done.
And so how did you handle when you got to Oklahoma Wesleyan? How did you handle the stakes there? Because I know you did have like an injury at some point in your basketball career. So like, how did that feel for you to kind of still, like Joanna said, facing all these obstacles, still fight for not only your spot, but just for your ability to go to school and continue like pushing through that? Can you share a little bit about that too?
That was honestly probably like the lowest point in my life. Because like I said, I earned a full ride scholarship and I only really witnessed like, I guess 4 months of it. Cause I got down there in August, was playing or whatever. But by December, like I couldn't even see. Like I was walking around with an eye patch on. Came home for Christmas break. We athletes, so we only get like maybe 5-6 days.
Crazy. Again. Look at you.
Yeah, that's it. 5-6 days. That's all we got.
Lord Jesus, thank you for not taking me that route. Amen.
Yeah, that's it. So I came back to my head, whatever, and then I went back to Oklahoma. I had like a little stomach bug when I got back. And I went to my doctor, got some medicine or whatever. And the third day I ended up going back to Oklahoma. We were heading to Missouri Southern, I think. And I wake up, and like trying to turn my alarm off. We got to get on the bus. And I can't turn my alarm off. I'm like, what's going on? And then I tell like my roommates at the time, I was like, hey, bro, like, can you walk me to the trainer? Like, I think I'm tripping, whatever.
Wait, like you couldn't turn it
I
off
get over there.
Couldn't see to turn it off?
Couldn't see. I seen 2 phones. And, I'm thinking like I'm just sleepy. So I'm like, hey, take me to the trainer real quick. So my roommate walks me to the trainer. And I tell him, I was like, hey, man, you may think like I'm tripping, but like I see 2 of everything right now. And, like athletes, like I said, cutthroat. He was like, man, like, shut up, bro, get on the bus. I'm like, all right, what I'm saying? Like, bet.
No, what?
Real talk. Like, this is a true story, I promise you. So I get on the bus, I take a nap on the bus, and we end up getting to Missouri, and I'm getting off the bus, and I'm like, yo, like, something not right. Like, I'm still seeing 2 of everything, and it's just, like, blurry, all of that. We end up, we getting dressed, we putting our jerseys on or whatever, and I go out, to the court, we getting ready for shoot around, and I, like, try to shoot a free throw. And I'm like, at the free throw line, I can see, like, 2 basketball goals. And I'm just trying to shoot in the middle, and I was like, yeah, bro. So I get back, I call my pops, and I'm like, hey, pops, like, come get me. I don't know what's going on. I basically can't see nothing. Long story short. My trainer ends up calling me back up, and he was just like, hey, like, have you been taking any medicine? Like, whatever. So I show him, like, the medicine that I was taking, and, like, it had blindness as a side effect, blindness, blurry vision, and double vision. And at that time, I had 2 of the 3 symptoms. So this happened in December. So from December to March, I seen 12 doctors. I didn't play anymore. I seen 12 doctors, and nobody really knew. And I think 12 doctors within like 5 states, nobody knew what was going on. And I lost weight. Like I said, I'm 6'2", bro. I got down to like $150. Like stressing, like not eating, not worried about nothing. I ended up meeting up with one doctor in Killeen, Texas. Doctor, what was his name? Doctor whatever, I don't know his name. But he ends up getting me like a steroid shot or whatever, and basically like fixing my vision from what 15 other doctors didn't know what I had. But at this time, this is May. And a lot of people don't know.
Pause.
What's up?
You went from December to May with you just blurred vision, seeing double, can't see.
With an eye patch on. With an eye patch on.
Okay. Shout out to Dr. Whatever. I can't remember his name. all the other doctors, fire them now.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah,
I will go. I
was
will
crazy.
drive all the way to Killeen, Texas. If I have vision issues, I will go to Killeen. I don't care. I want to see Doctor Whatever. I don't want to see the previous ones.
I want to see
job
Dr.
needs to
What's
get
his name in Killeen, Texas. Because December to May, that's like a
5
whole
months.
semester.
It's crazy.
That's a whole semester. That's a whole basketball
Yeah.
season.
I had to drop out of classes. Shout out to my folks, because like my folks were the ones driving from the hell to different
Right.
states to take me because I couldn't drive.
Oh my God.
And during that same time, like that's around the time like athletes sign their little papers if they coming back or not next year. So then I lost my scholarship too because I couldn't hoop. True story. I wish I was.
What did that teach you, that 5-month span? Because I'm sure there was a lot of thinking that you had to do. What did you learn from that?
I felt bad because a lot of the times, like up at night, like I said, I really wasn't sleeping. So I'd just be like looking at other, people who had the same condition as me. And it sucked because like most of them were like 60 years old, and they were, still dealing with it or just now getting it. And at the time I was maybe 19, 20. And I'm like, bro, I'm finna be like this forever. But it definitely showed me like college is like business, it's kind of like next man up, like anything can happen, but also to really take care of your mental health, because like that was the low point in my life for sure. And I feel like mental health is really important. And especially as dudes, I feel like we don't really talk about it. Because even with me, like during that time, like people ask me, like, "Hey, bro, you good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm straight." Like at the end of the night, bro, I'm like leaving my dorm,
Knowing
like,
good and well you was not straight.
Crying,
Lies.
like 3, 4 in the morning. I'm in the car just crying, bro. Like knowing like I'm finna be like this forever, and no more hooping. Like any jobs, they gonna have to be cool with me having an eye patch, because like that's just who I am now, So yeah, I lied. Like anytime people ask me, I'm lying. Like, yeah, bro, I'm straight. Like, don't worry about it. But like at the end of the day, when everybody sleep, I'm in the car just like falling, like not trying to call my mama or my pops. So I'm just like dealing with it. But I feel like mental health, especially like on the dude aspect, like we don't try to open that up because we don't want to be like weak or whatever you want to call it. But that kind of took a stand to like now, like I feel like that's like really important, like main priority.
This is
almost bringing me to tears, like just thinking about it for real.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
I mean, like, look at you now. Just like the vulnerability that you just showed in telling us this story is like moving me, because I can't even imagine having to have gone through what you did in that short/long amount of a time, and feeling like you're kind of losing everything that you worked so hard for. And oh my God, first of all, thank you for sharing, because that is a phenomenal experience that is kind of rare. And your ability to A, talk about it, and B, also share what you learned from that in a way that is so like real and raw is like super beautiful. So just thank you for sharing, because that is amazing.
Yeah, I know with times like Poppy said, thank you for sharing, because this is a very rare case. And what you said about looking into other people's stories and comparing your age to theirs, and their experience, though it was similar, they were kind of at a different point in their life. I know when we compare our journeys to others, it can be very discouraging. And I can imagine going through something like that. I know in moments when I've experienced not similar things, but things of that nature, like where I feel like I'm working so hard, but I'm not seeing the benefits of it. And it can be really easy to be like, God, why are you taking everything away that I'm trying to do? Like, I thought this opportunity was for me. For me, I found it can be kind of hard to pray like positive prayers in those moments when everything is so negative. So what was that like for you? Your prayer life? Like, what did you ask God about? What did you cry to him about? Like, what was your prayer? God, get me out of this. Like, what's up? Like, I thought I was supposed to be ball is life.
Right.
I guess it's not life. Like, what's going on?
What's going on? Is ball life or not?
it honestly got away. It got away from basketball, like it did. Like I used to look at it like, like basketball is everything. Like then it just got to a point to where it's just like God, I just want to be able to like see my kids or like, like just see. Period. Because like I said, I was an athlete, but it was at a time where I was getting help, like just going downstairs. Have you ever tried like going down the stairs with just like one eye like closed? Try it. Or just like anything. Try like grabbing a pencil. Try
Baby, I'm
reading a book.
already clumsy. I'm already
Yeah,
clumsy.
Yeah.
like it makes you think about, you know,
Life differently.
like life different. Like there's a lot of things that we take for granted. So like really it was just me like asking for him to like forgive me for like taking life for granted. Cause I feel like it was some things in life that I just thought I was supposed to have and always gonna have. And like when that happened, it was just like, okay, God, like I see what you're doing, So I just asked him like be able to like, let me have like my vision back and I'll just do anything in his name, just like make sure like I always like honor him and always like show that love towards him and if anybody else is in the shoes. Cause I've even had people hit me up that have the same exact condition, like still to this day. Like who they're dealing with it now, like and they like hit me up asking me like tips and all of that. So, like I feel like it's pay it forward. That's how I kind of like see it now.
Yeah. Obstacle as an opportunity.
Come on now.
That's an obstacle if I've ever heard of one. We were just talking about that before you came in. I usually ask the question of the day, and my question of the day to Poppy was, how do you turn obstacles into opportunities? And I think it just speaks a lot to you as a person because it takes a lot of faith to get knocked down and continue to do, anything at all. But for you to quite literally, lose your vision and have all these plans for yourself, but then to kind of look at it a different way and say, okay, I can help somebody with this information. I might be young, but I can help someone who's the same age, younger than me, older than me. So I think that speaks to the answer to how you might use that obstacle as an opportunity. And it has a lot to do with redirection. Sometimes I feel like I'm gonna speak for myself, but there might be some people that agree. Sometimes I feel entitled to God's blessings, and then he has to humble me a little bit and say, I am the one that still makes the plan. You just kind of have to have the faith and you take my steps. Like we're not on your time. You're on my time, So that's what I've experienced time and time after again. But again, it's always a greater plan. Redirection is good. And I think you had a complete redirection and change of, I don't know if this was your passion before, but you kind of made it big on social media doing some fishing.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know, country vibes here is exactly what it is. Country vibes. Me and Poppy are country girls, but Curk is a big fisherman now. So I want to know about that experience and kind of how you got into that and what was that like when you quite literally blew up on the internet.
You want to know about like the blow up or just like how it started?
Yeah, how it started.
We want all the tea, honey. Yeah, might as well.
How it started, like I say, my pops and mama, man, like, growing up in the country, especially my hair, I'm sure y'all know, it's not much to do. So a lot of that, like I say, outside of like, I guess sports wise, which fishing still is a sport, but outside of being on the basketball court or field, like fishing was kind of like my go-to. And like I said, it wasn't just the fishing. Like I said, we kind of sit on some acres. So if it was anything from shooting birds and behind the backyard and squirrels and all that, like, yeah, them boys going on the barbecue pit for sure. But that's just my pops, though. Like I said, he kind of grew up in that age where it was just like anything besides like raccoon, I don't do all that. But like anything with 4 legs, that boy can go on that skillet. So just getting that lifestyle.
Home country vibes.
It just is what it is.
I love it.
I did want to let people know though, like I wasn't doing it for clout. I didn't really care about clout. Still don't care about it to this day. I don't. Mine was more so about for memories. Like I wanted to be able to show like when I do have kids or when I do have grandkids, like, hey, like this is what we were doing at y'all age, you know? Um, and making it on YouTube was like kind of like a big thing because I feel like YouTube isn't going to go anywhere for that time. So it's more so about just being able to have the memories and, you know, when we 50s, 60s, laid back with the boys, like we can go back and just watch them videos, you know, because we all got them aunties and uncles be like, back in my day, we used to like, I'm not trying to do that. Like I'm trying to be like, if you really want to see, like go type in country vibes real quick and like you'll see what we were doing, you know?
I think it's something so special about growing up in the country because all of us we grew up in the country. We're from the
For
country.
sure. For sure.
Me and Poppy don't, strap on the boots and go out fishing after we get off of work,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
anything like that. But we are still country girls at heart.
Yeah.
And I know I have so many special memories growing up as a kid, like me and my siblings playing outside, throwing rocks at each other. Like everything in the country is just so intimate, especially when you're from a small town like where we're from.
Mm.
Right.
Community is such a big thing, and fishing is very big in the country. Like it's such a big thing.
Yeah.
So have you been able to see, or I guess grow a sense of community with the people who engage with you online, or is it still kind of difficult because of that like weird social media bridge?
It's different because everybody has different types of fishing, you know. Just like you got your country people and your city folk. Like city folk probably don't know what cops and robbers are at the games, but I guarantee you, if you ask
Right,
anybody,
right.
We used to
if you
stay
ask
playing that.
anybody, real talk from a hill
Mhm.
or Fairfield, they gonna know what you're talking about, you know.
Yeah.
But you ask somebody in the city, they be like, man, what is that? You know, like they don't know anything about it. Same thing with fishing. Like down here in Texas, like, you know, we kind of known for the alligator gar, but nobody else has them. But if you go to Florida, man, they catching peacock bass, all of this, so and so, you know. So it's definitely a community, but it's also like a competition as well. But it's a fun competition though, you know.
Yeah.
Florida doing their thing right now though. I will say that. Like Florida got a lot of fishermen out there that's really like popping right now for sure.
That's real.
Well, everything's bigger in Texas. She better show them how
Yeah.
it's
And
done.
I mean,
Oh
real
yeah.
Okay.
big, baby. If y'all ain't seen these fish that Kirk is catching, y'all need to go to Country Vibes right now because they be like 6 foot tall. I mean, crazy. And he be
100,000
all up in the
pounds.
rivers with that mud. And like Joanna said earlier, baby, you just gotta get dirty with it sometimes, okay?
Yeah,
Mhm.
for
But
sure.
it's too much for me. I'm a country girl now, but look, I like a little city vibe, okay?
I mean,
Mhm,
we gonna
just a
have to
little
put
bit.
y'all. We're gonna have to bring y'all on the show and just like really like just show y'all like what it's like. I think y'all would like it. Like I said, y'all country girls. Like if y'all was city, I'd be like I don't know, but
Oh my God, it's the
um,
girl. Let me tell you, podcast finna go fishing. Joanna, I think we should
Look,
do
I'm
it.
down.
We can have a
I'm
little
down.
vlog moment. So this whole like episode that you have shared your time in basketball, you share fishing. One of the biggest constants in that has been my pops. And that
yeah,
is so sweet and near and dear to me. And maybe that's just because I'm a parent. But I think now that you're in this space where you're able to just kind of do your hobby, have fun with it, showcase it, I still see like a lot of videos with your dad and you fishing, and he'll
oh
come
yeah,
on and be like, this is what I caught. Hey, everybody, don't know
right.
nothing about social media, but kind of like you said, you're using it as an outlet to be able to come back to and see those memories. So I think my question here is, what do you think, or what's the biggest blessing or even lesson that you've gotten from not only your dad but your mom as well, because it sounds like they've really
Man,
been big like people in your life for you, and I love that. So like, what's your biggest takeaway in this point in time, from
man.
having parents along for the journey?
Pops, it's so many. Like it's so many because like I said, he was kind of doing the coaching thing before I was born. Like he was coaching, you know. So like I feel like every day is a lesson with him because I always learn something. But his biggest thing you'll always hear him saying is too is just like, you know, treat people how you want to be treated. And also like as a man, like always like stand behind your word, you know. You got a lot of people nowadays who, you know, they'll say something and be like, yeah, whatever. You know, like we all got that person be like, hey bro, I'm gonna call you right back. Never hear from that person, you know. But Pops, he's just firm behind, like, if you say something, like, do it, and kind of like be a man behind like what you say, but also too like he's big on like treating others and putting others first because he feel like God always gonna like take care of you. You know, people like I don't know. That's just Pops, man. I could say a lot about him. Like I just love my Pops, bro. He sets the example. You know, not just for me, like for others too. Um, then my mama, that's the OG. Nicest person you'll probably ever meet. Countryest girl too though, because she was out there shooting them squirrels and stuff with us, and then cooking them up.
I
But
love
nah,
it.
just them two together, like that combination, kind of like they were kind of like the founders of Country Vibes. Just them being from small towns and making the best of it. 'Cause like I said, we don't come from a lot of money. We don't, but they just make the best out of any situation. And that's why you're gonna continue to see their faces all over it. Cause like I said, they kind of built the foundation for Country Vibes for sure.
And they definitely instilled that energy into you too, just making the best out of whatever comes at you. Because I
For
feel
sure.
like just from the whole story, you were able to just continually press and turn it around. And okay, we're gonna go this way, we're gonna shift that way. Okay, well, I
Yeah.
might be down right now, but I might not be down tomorrow. So I'm gonna go to tomorrow and we're gonna keep going. And I love that you were so verbal and willing to be like, yeah, my mom, yeah, my dad. Yep, they did this. Yeah, they came. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful.
It's good. It's a family thing. Family is important. I feel like family is a big part of, I feel like anywhere, but especially in the country, it's just something about it. Like if you're from the country, especially from a
Yes.
small town, then you just get
Man,
it. We
You
it
get
just
it.
hit, it
get
hit, it hit
it.
different.
It
Yeah,
does
it
hit
just
It
does.
different.
hit different. It hit
No
different.
shade to the city people, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, we
I'm
still we
just
still
saying.
mess with y'all for sure, but it's different, bro. It's different. It's
You
different.
just don't know. Well, I
Yeah.
have one last question for Mr. Country Vibes.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to know, just out of curiosity, what's been your greatest catch thus far?
I caught a 6'9" alligator gar. And that wasn't my biggest. I've caught a 6'10" before. I haven't hit the 7 foot club, but I caught a 6'9" and she was 39 inches at the girth. So they mean like pants wise, she was 39 inches. Yeah, big girl for sure.
Oh, wait.
No, I would say that's probably been my greatest catch. 'Cause that was a full like 30-minute fight. Man, I didn't fish anymore after that. Like I was
He said, I'm done for the day.
I'm
All
done.
in a day's work.
Yeah,
That big old fish don't be sinking your little boat.
Girl, no, he be in the water with his boots on. Like
I
he be
get
barefoot in the water.
I get mud deep. Sometimes them boots got to come off because like that Trinity mud and boots don't when it's soft.
Look, Kurt. When you take me and Joanna out to fish,
We doing
we
all
want to
that.
be on a boat with
Nah,
not in the mud, in the
We
boots.
wearing shoes.
We gonna have shoes on. We want to be little
I'm gonna be
cutesy on the boat with a little reel it in.
I'm gonna be completely honest. On the boat, if you put a 5 or 6 foot guard in the boat with y'all not gonna be in that boat no more.
You going down.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like y'all gonna be trying to get out the way. That guard gonna be flopping. I don't know if y'all gonna want that. We can make it happen though. But I'll let y'all decide that.
We just want to catch a fish.
We want the little cute little fish. Look, maybe like this big.
That's bait.
That's okay.
Crazy.
Well, I just kind of wanted to get an idea of, how fishermen think for our game, because you're going to need that for the game.
Mentality, okay?
Yes.
Because I think it's time for a girl. Let me tell you, game time.
We're going to play a fun little game called That's the Catch. And here's the catch. Me and Poppy are going to give you a list of scenarios, aka opportunities. And we know in life, every opportunity that comes, you either got to catch it and keep it, or you going to release it. Because it may not be for you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
First one. So, this fish that you catch increases your intelligence by 75%. 75%. But it also permanently removes your hair, including your eyebrows.
And your mustache.
Are you going to? And your
And
mustache.
your
You ain't got no hair.
None of it.
No hair. but you increase your intelligence by 75%. You're very smart, you just ain't got no hair. Are you going to catch and keep the fish, or are you going to release the fish? This opportunity.
Man, I'm gonna say personally that's a catch, bro. Cause you can't, you know what I'm saying. You can do without the hair. You can, you know what I'm saying. But that intelligence is something you can't replace that. You know, I ain't worried about no hair as long as I'm smart and I know what I'm doing. Bet, let's run it. I'll be the smartest one out there.
Yeah. Hey. Okay. Woo. Okay. Yeah.
This next fish that you catch, if you catch it, it comes with a TV show deal. But with the TV show deal, you have to move and live out of state for the next 5 years. If you catch and keep the fish, you get the TV show deal, but you got to move and live out of state for the 5 years. You catching it, keeping it, or you gonna release it? Is this opportunity for you?
Moving out of state. I don't know. I'm a Texan for sure. Oh, that's tough. TV show do sound nice though, but I'm a Texan. I'd rather travel. So I think the right answer is to release it. Correct?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm a Texan. I'm a diehard Texan. I'd rather travel, but to move, nah, because I feel like people are gonna be looking at me different. Like I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I wear my boots 24/7. So like I don't need like, bro, where you from? Like, nah, bro, I'm from Texas. Like real talk. Like I'm from Texas, man. So I'm gonna release that one.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
I think I will release it too, because I'm very much a homebody. Okay. I don't mind a little travel experience. Now, Poppy over here, she likes to be ripping and running. Joanna, I'm good where I'm at.
Baby,
Yeah, I
I
don't even
catch
know
and
where I'm
keep
at.
so quick. Y'all, what?
Look, Curk, people, listen up to what I'm about to tell you right now. I think I called Poppy one time, and this girl said, I'm in Mexico. What? You where? Girl, I'm in Mexico on a cruise. Okay.
Yeah, real talk.
Baby, I
Okay.
be gone. I really was expecting both of y'all to be like, oh, catch a key. What? It's just 5 years and you get a whole TV show deal? Just. Okay. This next fish that you catch, if you keep it, then you are always yelling. You're always screaming, top of your lungs. Every time you talk, you're yelling.
Okay.
If you release it, you're always whispering. Never louder than a whisper. It's very much hush. It's very much quiet. This is what this fish gives. Are you catching and keeping and you yelling? Or are you catching and releasing and you whispering?
Oh, I think it'll be a whisper because I'm not really a yelling type of guy. But I feel like, I don't know, whisper, I feel like, it's like, speak up, bro. Like, like I can see that.
The rest of your life, they be like, what?
Yeah, but I'm not a yeller though. Like, for me to be like yelling, I got to be mad or like competing about something, Other than that, I'm kind of like, so I'll say whisper. That's my honest answer. So I'll release that one.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right.
I'm the opposite.
Me too. We loud.
Yelling?
Yeah. Really, it would only be like one volume level up.
Literally.
Truly. So no big change there.
Yeah.
No change.
Yeah, we kind of loud.
I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah, I would keep that one too.
Yeah. Hey. Okay. Woo. Okay.
This fish offers $1 billion to be locked in a room for 10 minutes. But when you leave that room, you will either be 10 years in the future or 10 years in the past. Are you going to catch and keep this fish and take a chance? Or are you going to catch and release?
What? Catch and keep, for sure. I'm good with 10 years before. It's a little scary, but 10 years back, no doubt.
Tell me if I'm wrong. Would that include everything that we talked about today? You would relive everything that we talked about today?
That's within that 10 years.
That's within 10 years.
Absolutely. So you would start,
what would you be?
Over
15?
Yeah. 20. 27, 17.
Yes, sir.
17. You would redo that?
For that bread? Yeah. No doubt.
Low key.
Yeah, for that bread, what?
Yeah, that's
A
true.
million.
It don't matter.
Take me back right now. Yeah,
You
I ain't
move
no
different when you
fool
got to
now.
struggle with $1 billion in your bank account.
What? $1 billion is crazy. $1 million is a lot. I would have did it for $1 million, but $1 billion? I'll walk
I'm
back.
gonna take that chance.
Cool.
What y'all doing? That's the question. What y'all doing?
You know what? I thought I was gonna be, all reasonable and say I'm a release. There's so much uncertainty.
Yeah.
But let's be real. That $1 billion.
He kind of put it into perspective, didn't he?
You really did. I don't want to be no fool.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take the money. Well, I appreciate your perspective on that's the catch. I think it kind of speaks a lot about opportunities when they come, having to think through it and whether or not it is for you. Because essentially, that's all we're trying to do in life is make the best decision for ourselves. So, yay!
Yeah. Hey. Okay. Woo. Okay.
Well, all right, y'all. That's all we have for you on today's episode of Girl, Let Me Tell You. To Curk, again, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on this episode, sharing your story and being vulnerable with us. It means so much. To Joanna, thank you for coming on this wild ride with me and being my podcast host. And of course, we would not be here without all of you guys, our listeners and watchers out there. We love you so, so much.
Of course, and y'all know the conversation does not stop here. Be sure y'all tune in every other Friday at noon on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, pretty much anywhere you get your podcasts. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at Girl, Let Me Tell You Podcast.
I appreciate y'all for having me. I had fun. We'll catch y'all next time on
Girl,
Let Me Tell You.